Good afternoon, Professor. Today I will detail how precipitation has behaved in the metropolitan area of Midland-Odessa in the state of Texas through different periods of time and using some statistical models. Okay, now I'm going to share my PowerPoint presentation to you. One moment, please. Yes, as I told you, I'm going to present the Midland-Odessa precipitation and how fall precipitation has behaved through different periods of time. Okay, Texas weather varies wildly from arid in the west to humid in the east. The huge expanse of Texas encompasses several regions with distinctly different climates: Northern Plains, Trans-Pecos region, Texas Hill Country, Piney Woods, and South Texas. Generally speaking, the part of Texas that lies to the east of Interstate 35 is subtropical, while the portion that lies to the west of Interstate 35 is arid desert. The northern plains climate is semi-arid and is prone to drought, annually receiving between 16 to 32 inches of precipitation, and average annual snowfall ranging between 15 to 30 inches. Okay. The wettest months of the year are April and May. Tornadoes caused by the convergence of westerly and southerly prevailing winds during the late spring are common, making the region part of the tornado alley. Poor land management, drought, and high wind speeds can cause large dust storms, minimized in modern times by improved land management practices, but most troublesome in the 1930s during the Dust Bowl period. The Midland-Odessa Combined Statistical Area, informally known as the Petroplex, akin to Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, is located along Interstate 20 in West Texas in a petroleum-rich area called the Permian Basin. You can see a map of Texas there. Distance between El Paso and Midland-Odessa, is 283.5 miles. According to U.S. Census, the population of Midland-Odessa metropolitan area was estimated in 334,271 people for 2021. Both cities form an area of approximately 2.713 square miles. Midland-Odessa enjoys a climate typical of the resort cities of the Southwest United States. The terrain type is described as semi-arid, mixed grassland subtropical steppe. Winters are typically mild with a few seasonal cold spells. In the spring, the wind is quite strong. In the summer, can bring extended heat waves with many consecutive days with highs of 100 degrees or more. The average rainfall of Midland-Odessa is 14.96 inches. Midland-Odessa is located in Zone 8, according to the USDA 2003 Plant Hardiness Map. On average, the area experiences 316 days of sunshine a year. We can see a map here from Midland-Odessa from 1961 through 1989. We see how the precipitation has behaved in different periods of time. We can highlight the following values from 1961 to these are average values in inches and how they ranked. Being number 1, the lowest value, and 29, the highest value, as we can see. Here is value number 1 rank. This is the lowest value we have according to data presented. And we have the highest value here. No, here. Here, it was in 1986, 30 inches and 30.76 inches. Okay. During this period of time from 1961 through 1989, we had an average value of 15.99 inches. We have the following values as the highest ones. In 1986, we had 30.76 inches, and 1974, 23.41 inches. On 1961, we had 21.37 inches. In 1975, we had 20.53 inches. In 1969, we had 19.69 inches. And as for lowest values, we had on 1977, 8.37 inches. On 1964, 9.24 inches. On 1989, 10.01 inches. On 1967, we had 10.12 inches, and on 1983, we had 11.37. Now, this is how the weather behaved during January 1990 and December 1990. Again, we had different values ranked, where number 1 is the lowest and number 12 is the highest. During this period of time of 1 year, we had an average value of 1.40 inches. We had the highest value in September. It was 3.57 inches, and the lowest value was on June, and we had 0.18 inches during this month. Here, according to our studio model, this is the trend of precipitation for different months. This is the measure in millimeters, and we have 12 months here. How the weather, how rainfall has behaved during this period of time, 12 months. Okay, we have here the models, all perform similarly with the exception of PCR model. R2 is equals 90 is no larger than 94 for them, and RMCA is below 20. When we compare RMSE scores with the mean and standard deviation of the response variables, we see that the model all have phenomenal accuracy. Okay, we can see that here. Now this is the way how the weather has behaved in Midland-Odessa during 2021 and 2022. Okay, here we have our values. We can highlight as average value 1.05 inches during January 2021 until January 2022. We had a highest value in June. In June 2021, well, we had a precipitation of 4.59 inches, and the lowest value was on November 2021, and we had only 0.01 inches in that month. My conclusion, okay, what we can conclude from here, okay? Drought is a natural part of the climate cycle, but as Earth's atmosphere continues to warm due to climate change, droughts are becoming more frequent, severe, and pervasive. The past 20 years have been some of the driest conditions in the American West on record. An increasingly severe drought now covers more than 90% of Texas, according to the U.S. Drought Monitor, affecting more than 60 million Texans and stressing ecosystems in nearly every region of the state. The lack of rainfall has also prompted at least 50 water utilities, mostly in the Hill Country, to issue mandatory water use restrictions this year, according to data reported to the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. Some reservoirs in the western half of the state are already stressed. At Medina Lake, which helps supply water to San Antonio, water levels have fallen to less than 20% of capacity, down from 36% a year ago. The state reservoirs were 79% full, according to the Texas Water Development board. Typical storage levels in Texas are closer to 85% this time of year. Okay. Here are my references, and this has been my presentation for this day. Thank you very much for your attention, and sorry if I took too much time to develop my topic. I thought it was necessary to include some data to compare this kind of data during different periods of time, but I think I made myself clear. Thank you very much for your attention.